Hey, yoga teachers. My name is Melissa Uchida, and welcome to Maka Movement Station. This is a station that's just for yoga teachers, creating content just for yoga teachers so that you can grow and thrive and live a great life as you're doing your service for the world, which is what we do. So, today I want to talk about something I call the yoga value pyramid, and it's a way to and this is specifically for yoga teachers when you're working in a gym or if you're working in a really big studio that has a diverse population. So I found this works really well when you're in a larger gym setting. I used it for many years. I also, it's a way to avoid burnout. It's a way to be able to uh, work and to earn more money. And it's also, this is a mindset too, in terms of how we look at our classes. So even if you're not working at a gym, oh, and I do want to say, for new moms, this is the best way. It's wonderful to work in a gym that has a kids club. That was how I spent a good chunk of my career was working in gyms that had kids clubs because I needed to be able to work and you have your little guys with you, right? So it works really, really well, especially if you've got kids. So with the yoga value pyramid, this is a mindset shift and it's a way of us looking at our classes and understanding that your big group classes or the group fitness classes that you're teaching aren't your bread and butter. I There was a time when I was a single mom. I was raising my daughters and I was teaching at several different places, and I would go sometimes to three different places to teach three different classes in a day. Many of them were hot power yoga. And what happens is you're hot, you're tired, you're dehydrated. I teach Pilates, I teach bar, I teach Pilates on the reformer, I teach fusion classes and strength training classes. And so it made it really nice to diversify, but you can end up just working so much, just trying to make a living because you're only earning a little amount per class. So here is our pyramid, our yoga value pyramid. So these are all the classes that you teach. This is everything that you teach. Now up here, this bottom part of the pyramid, all in here, maybe even higher up here. All of this are your group classes. So I'm going to call them group fitness classes because that's what they usually call them in a gym. So these are your group fitness classes. You'll have lots of members. They pay one fee to the gym and they take whatever classes they want. So here you're probably, I think, starting off around $25 a class. At one point, when I first started, I was making 25, then it went to 35, it went to 37, 45, 50, 60, 75, 85. It goes up, but sometimes you have to change your location in order to get a raise. You just have. So we're going to say here is 25 to probably 85 is a good estimate. You might make more if you're a really experienced teacher, and that's per class. So the average is probably like around $40. So your group fitness classes, you would have to teach a lot of group fitness classes, right? To be able to make enough money that you could live. So I want you to look at this. This is like your fun. This is your feeder. This is your exposure. This gives you lots of practice teaching and working with lots of different bodies and lots of different people with all different kinds of things. You will see the weekend warriors that are there once a week. You'll see the people who are diehards and they're there, 5 days a week. You'll see the people who are um, in and out and how their bodies change at different stages in their life. Like you get a lot of great experience teaching these classes. But if we don't look at this as like our bread and butter, instead we look at this as this is giving us the experience of teaching and it allows us to teach for love. You teach because you love it. And I've stayed in places for 10 years that don't give raises and that's something that right we do because we love it and our employers know that we do it because we love it, and so we can end up getting stuck in that loop and then burning out because we're giving. So I'm sorry about the glare about this. I want you to think of this as okay, this is love, this is experience, this is feeder class, this is um, my just getting lots of as much experience as I can. And then here, this is the bronze. Okay, so here's our bronze level. But you don't look at this as like this is just the most of what you're teaching. Here, these are going to be your small group training. Now, this is a Pilates reformer. Um, this is where I got this from. The small group training. When you teach Pilates on a reformer, you only have five, six, depends on the studio, a certain amount of reformers per studio. And that, so you only can take six students per class, right? So the students pay more because they get more attention. You also have the apparatus. It's, but you here you might be charging, it could be anywhere from, depends on the class, but 25 to 45 per class or more for small group classes. So maybe you have 4 to 8 people in the class. Now, the way to run small group trainings is to do it per session. So like you do a 6-week session and they pay for all 6 classes up front, and you're doing it as a package. It's not like, okay, I'm just going to pay it for a drop-in, because the class progresses together and you want, and your teaching will progress as your students are progressing. You want them to be one group. It creates accountability. It makes it so that you can actually teach for growth rather than this is teaching the masses. So this is like basically one size fits all, right? This is all levels. Now you'll have students that will progress here, but they're not going to progress the same as here because they're not getting the same amount of attention. You can't. And we want to make sure that we're teaching that way too. Like this person's paying, per month. Okay, so here, if they're paying $25 to $45 a class, you're going to do it as a 6 to 8 week session. You might add on an extra at the end, a bonus. So if it's a 6-week session, you might have a 7th week in the schedule before starting the next session. That's a makeup week. So if anyone had to miss or if the instructor needed to cancel, that there's already a makeup class that's programmed in there. And then this way, every time you walk into class, you know exactly what you're going to be making and you will have made the money up front. Now, when you do it like this with a gym or a studio, there'll be a split between the what you get as the instructor and what the studio gets. So it's usually about a 60-40, 60% going to the instructor, 40% going to the gym or the studio. So 60-40 split, try to negotiate that. They might say, "Oh, we only do 50-50 splits," and that's something that you would work out with the studio or the gym. And then up here, these are your private clients. So private clients, they're paying for one-on-ones. That means that um, they're paying for your time and your attention, and you give them the attention that you would give in a private client, not the same attention that you would give down here. These people are coming, they may or may not be committed. And it's wonderful to have, I'm not saying that like, oh, don't treat, that's not it at all, right? Like these classes are super fun. You end up with super loyal people who come. These people, you can also find out what their needs are. What is it that they really want to get out of their yoga practice? And then you custom make a small group training session based on the feedback that these people want. They might want something that is more of a hybrid. They might want something where they're learning more philosophy, where they're getting deeper into meditation, where they're working on arm balances or building strength or reducing anxiety. There might be very specific things that you could do, special populations, people with arthritis, people in a certain age bracket. This can even be working with teens and kids. So if we start to look at our yoga teaching, not just as one size fits all, but as starting to expand and grow who we are as yoga teachers and who we serve, then you can diversify and you can start to add more income, and then also have the income that you have, let it be reliable. That was another thing that you struggle, especially when you have kids. If your kids are sick and you don't work, you don't get paid. If you're sick and you don't work, you don't get paid, right? You don't make any money, and that can make it really hard to support yourself or to support a family when those are the rules of it. Okay, so there you go. This is the yoga value pyramid. I hope this was helpful in terms of, oh, yeah. So start to think about what is it that my students might really want. And you can ask them, what is it that you would really want? If you were going to do, is there anything that you would be willing to pay $25 to $45 a class for? What is it? It might be, getting ready for summer. It might be brides, getting them ready, reduce the stress, um, tone the body, and get wedding ready or something. Start to almost get creative and ask. Yeah. Now, your private sessions, I do want to say privates are probably not going to come from here, probably, unless there's a reason, someone gets injured and they're like, I still want to do my yoga. Can you do privates with me? But if you would announce here in your group classes, you make sure that you announce what your social media is. The gyms may have very strict rules about what you can say promoting things outside of the gym. So you might have to say, this is my social media. Follow me on social media, reach out to me here. Um, I offer privates. Just wanted to let you know if you know of anyone who's looking to X, Y, and Z. I offer private sessions. And the private sessions can be, of course, if they're in the gym, you'll do the same 60-40 split, but you can also do privates on Zoom, which is really wonderful. So all right, thank you. I hope that this helps a little bit and kind of maybe expands what you're capable of and expands your income opportunities. Always, I would love to know what's concerning you. What are you going through? What kind of material do you want? How can I help to support you as a yoga teacher? And really bringing you into your ability to thrive and to serve for a long period of time. There are a lot of yoga teachers, right, in and out, because it's hard. It's hard to be a yoga teacher. Hi, honey. And my son's here. So, all right. So, thank you so much for being here. And if you like the content, please like and subscribe. Forward this to any yoga teachers that you think might benefit from it. And always sending you so much love and light. Thank you for all that you do. I know what a difference you make in people's lives, and it's a really important job. So I want to acknowledge that. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye.